Definitely not the starters. You're on the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Hey, what's going on? Happy Hump Day. Good morning and welcome onto the End of the Bench on 100.7 The Score, 107thescore.com, and the 100.7 The Score mobile app. Brought to you as always by Happy State Bank. Alongside Geoff Haxton, I'm Chois Woodman. Lucas White across the way taking care of us. Look at that. The band back together for the first time in almost 2 full weeks that we've done a show together. So we welcome your thoughts, your comments, whatever you want to join us with on the Yates Flooring Center chat line through that 100.7 The Score mobile app and at 107thescore.com. We're with you for the full 3 today. Not the rest of the week, but the full 3 today. So chime in with whatever you got there on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. We'll talk about what you want to get into. This is kind of the time of reflection, look back upon the year. We've passed Christmas, almost to the new year. So you can tell us your favorite memories, whatever you got from 2023 if you'd like. What's up, Hax?
What's up, dude? Good to see you again. Welcome back. And slacking, like crazy. I'm just glad that you've decided to come back to work.
Well, for a little bit at least. I haven't decided if I'm going to do the full show yet or not.
Not me either.
We'll see if We'll see if we get
Here's the End of the Bench starring Lucas and his ski cap.
That's right. What do we got on the ski cap there, Lucas? It's hard to see.
It's a purple heart, I believe.
Are you like representing the team from the what's that called? TBT this summer? Isn't that who Tech played in the first round?
Yes.
Purple Hearts?
Yeah.
See? There you go. You get anything snazzy for Christmas?
No,
I know I'm a day late to this conversation, but
no, I got some really cool gifts. Got some slip-on shoes. Got some, I think the Josh Young T-shirt. I don't know if you saw that on Twitter.
I don't think I did.
It's kind of a cartoon Josh Young, but it actually looks like his swing.
Yeah?
I'll show you a picture of it later.
Okay.
Got that. I got, this was sweet. The panoramic pictures of stadiums.
Uh-huh.
Last Bedlam celebration going on the field.
That's pretty cool.
Going to put that in a frame and hang that up in the living room.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm sure Collier will love that. And so those were some of the highlights there.
Nice.
But
Very
you?
Nice. I'm definitely at the age where I get excited for socks and underwear.
Me too.
I mean, like, just the refresh of some new stuff there. I got some dad joke toilet paper where each ply has, it's like every other ply has a different dad joke on it. So gives you some reading material in the bathroom for sure, and get to.
We upheld the tradition yesterday. We had a few, not toilet papers.
Oh, okay. Dad jokes. I thought you meant beers. I mean, it's just like, is that a tradition on December 26th? We're just, sucking back on Grandpa's old cough medicine there on the 26th.
It's a cardigan.
Thanks for noticing. Who was it that asked that question? This was while you were gone, but someone asked the question of what movie you've seen, or what movie. Oh, Jamie asked me when I was on the morning drive what movie I could quote almost from start to finish, and that's the first one I came up with.
Mm-hmm.
I said that one, Christmas Vacation, and there's one more I came up with.
I didn't ever watch Christmas Vacation this year.
The whole year?
I mean, not during Christmas time.
Still, you can still watch it.
Okay.
I don't think you're past the statute of limitations, so I think that's a necessity for you.
Christmas Vacation.
Mm-hmm. I had that on, or we had it on a TV. I don't know, what regular TV station. Crazy now, and that came on, And Walker's like, I want to watch because it's the cartoon for the first.
Oh, yeah.
It's the Santa Claus thing. Getting into all sorts of mischief the first, 5 minutes of that movie, the cartoon. And he's like, I want to watch this. Why? You can't watch this one, son. Not yet.
No.
And he didn't understand why. And then he asked where
it's
it
a
went.
cartoon, Dad.
Yeah.
This cartoon Santa.
Yeah, not quite.
Coming down the chimney.
So, more bowl game action today. We saw a record fall last night with the Kansas Jayhawks in a bowl. Did you happen to see what record it was?
No, I know there was a ton of points. Was it the 6 touchdowns?
Not the 6
From
touchdowns.
Beam?
Not the 6 touchdowns. It actually happened to be
The pushing and shoving afterwards?
penalty related.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see the penalty yardage?
Well, I think the last I saw, I think they had 18 penalties, KU.
Yeah, hold on. I got to get the exact amount.
And then maybe 10 for UNLV.
So, let's see.
That's 28. That's just what I vaguely remember. I was doing some cooking and other stuff while the game was on.
What were we cooking?
I forgot.
You could throw something there. I don't know what I was cooking.
Oh, just burgers. Burgers and fries.
Burgers and fries. The Jayhawks themselves now own the most penalty yardage in a bowl game at 216 yards. 18 penalties for 216 last night. They passed up, mind you, the Miami Hurricanes in the Cotton Bowl of 1991.
Where they specifically came out there with the intent to seek and destroy.
Yeah.
Like to rip the entire Cotton Bowl apart.
Miami, they won by 43 points in that game.
Texas, right?
Yeah, they beat Texas.
Yeah, they were out there dancing, and they showed up to basically wreak havoc, and that's not hyperbole.
No.
They showed up to destroy Texas and the Cotton Bowl.
And they did. And they
let them know about it.
Yeah, they danced the whole time. They got every penalty you could imagine. 202 penalty yards in that one. Kansas passed them.
Oh, my gosh.
Last night, 200.
Did you see what that line did?
Yards.
So the line opened up, if it was 24 hours ago today.
It's like 8, right?
It opened, well, it wasn't open. The line starting yesterday morning was 13.
Was it really? Okay.
It got bet down to 8.
That's because I saw it right before the game.
It goes off at 8. Kansas wins by 13. And Vegas just shakes its finger at people going, like you guys think you know what you're talking about, because we said it perfectly to begin with.
It's crazy. So Jayhawks got the bowl victory. Their first bowl win, I think, since 2008.
Mm-hmm. That was the Reesing year.
Yikes. Can Lance Leipold,
hit the road?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love
Can we
for
get
him
rid of him? Kansas does not deserve football success. They get all they need in basketball. Let's find a way to get Lance Leipold out, because I'm tired of seeing this Jayhawk football success. No way, no.
Pistons lost again, 2-28.
This is nuts, man. All right, we'll get to that and plenty of other stuff in headlines, including telling you where you can find bowl games today, as we are your bowl game central here on Double T 97.3 and 100.7 The Score. We'll give you that full lineup today. Coming up with what you need to know. It's the end of the bench till noon on 100.7 The Score.
Definitely not the starters. You're on the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Happy hump day, y'all. It is the end of the bench. Time for what you need to know here on 100.7 The Score and 107thescore.com. Chois, Woodman, Geoff, Haxton joining you from the First United Bank studio. We'll start off the headlines with bowl game action. Why the heck not? Yesterday, if you missed what happened in the bowl games, you had a Texas State win over Rice. If anybody's interested in that, 45-21 in the First Responder Bowl. Minnesota beat Bowling Green 30-24 in the Quick Lane Bowl. And Kansas played UNLV to a 49-36 win for the Jayhawks in the Guaranteed Rate Bowl, that one out in Phoenix. Two of these games Tech could have been in. There was projections for both of them, so end up playing way early. And so do we have 2-1 for Big 12 teams? Is that where we're at now? Or I missed a game?
Man, I have no idea.
I think that's it, because I think Tech's won, Kansas has won, and then UCF has lost. And I think that's all the Big 12 teams that have played up to this point.
Yeah, I remember that now. UCF got
By Georgia Tech?
kind of manhandled it towards the entire second half by Georgia Tech. Just kind of ran over them.
Yeah. So I think Big 12 teams 2-1 at this moment.
Did you see the scrape at the end of this game last night?
No, I didn't, actually.
Yeah.
No. This
Yeah.
one was a little late for me.
Yeah. Victory formation. KU guy drops back. UNLV guy shoots in there like the game's on the line, down 13. And then you get a push party for about,
Anything like major?
I mean, no. Guys running in there, shoving on each other. Then all the teams, everybody in the teams met where the ball was, and the coaches had to come break it up.
It wasn't like the cheap shot from the Eastern Michigan player the other day. Did you see that one?
Yes, I did. That was a bad
Dude
deal.
comes up.
Yeah.
They're all singing their school song.
Alma
Dude
mater, yeah.
just comes from behind and sucker punches.
Nothing like that.
That's awful. Awful stuff.
But everybody was involved, and they finally got
Yep.
peeled apart.
So two more Big 12 games today. First, though, we'll have the Military Bowl, Virginia Tech and Tulane at 1 o'clock. You can find that here on 100.7 The Score after an hour of the bottom line. Then at 4 o'clock on Double T 97.3, it's the Duke's Mayo Bowl, North Carolina and West Virginia. You'll catch that one at 4 on Double T 97.3. We won't carry this one, but it'll be the Holiday Bowl, Louisville against USC. Should be a decent game there. And then A&M, Oklahoma State in the Tax Act Texas Bowl. This one will be an 8 o'clock start time. We'll have that one for you on Double T 97.3. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe A&M opened as a favorite several weeks back, right?
That's where I was going.
I think they did, and now Oklahoma State's a 3-point favorite.
It was 3 A&M. Now it's 3 Oklahoma State, from what I've heard.
That's what I thought, because I remember seeing the Aggies as a favorite, and that was a little peculiar to begin with. And now all the defections from A&M, I'm sure, have been the biggest contributor to the line movement on this one. But
West Virginia 6.5-point faves today over North Carolina. Bowl season, baby. Oklahoma State -3 over A&M after being a 3-point dog, so that's a 6-point swing on that line.
I mean, truthfully, it is realistic that you could see of the 9 teams playing in bowl games out of the Big 12, I would not be shocked if you go 6-3 in that, maybe even 7-2. I mean, I think as it sits right now, you're probably favored in almost every single game. You being the league. I know I'm not rooting for all Big 12 teams, mind you. I'll probably root for both the Big 12 teams today. Yeah, I know I'll root for both the Big 12 teams today, actually, because I'm not rooting for the Aggies, and I'm rooting for Neil Brown because I like him. So
yeah, I'm definitely pulling for West Virginia.
So those 2 games, I'll root for K-State tomorrow.
Yep.
I will root for the future Big 12 team in Arizona over OU tomorrow.
By the way, they're 1.5-point favorites over OU.
So
Iowa State's a 7-point favorite over Memphis.
I'm kind of indifferent on that one.
Me too.
I don't. We'll get to the game and see who I'm rooting for within that one.
Texas 5-point favorites over Washington. Let's go Huskies.
Definitely Huskies in that one. But yeah, I mean, I think you look every single game except for the OU game, the Big 12 team is favored right now. So interesting enough there. So make sure to tune in to 100.7 The Score and Double T 97.3 really over the next few days if you're looking for bowl coverage.
Have you checked on our pick'em at all?
I haven't, actually. I'm going to start compiling some stuff today.
Okay.
Kind of get an update. And
I have
see
no idea where I'm at.
I don't either. I don't have a clue where anybody's at this point because I've kind of just – I'm like, let's wait till several games have been played.
Son keeps hounding me about it.
Then I'm going to make him wait longer. We'll go another day. NBA, The Jazz beat the Spurs 130-118. Spurs are now 4-25, and they're still not the worst in the league. Rockets lost to the Pacers 123-117. Rockets play the Suns today at 7. Mavs against the Cavs at 7:30 after Luka on Christmas Day passed the 10,000-point mark in his career. He's the 6th youngest player to do so. But the big story out of the NBA, the Pistons lost their NBA record 27th straight game last night. They fell to the Nets 118-112. How do you even do that?
They almost had it, too.
That's crazy.
I know.
27 in a row. 27 losses in a row. Got to be kidding me. Stars play the Blues tonight in the NHL. They are in St. Louis at 7 o'clock. Stars currently the 3rd best record in the Western Conference. And we'll have Cowboys crosstalk for all you Cowboys fans out there. That'll be at 7 on 100.7 The Score. And, of course, a long hiatus for all Red Raider basketball or Texas Tech basketball. Lady Raiders still off until Saturday after about a 10-day break between games, and they'll open up conference play on Saturday. Red Raiders finally return to action after almost a full week. They will take on Sam Houston tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Of course, we'll have the game for you on Double T 97.3. You too can join us. Thoughts, comments, questions. Welcome on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Someone just confirmed that, thank you, that Big 12 is 2-1. KU had 135 penalty yards in the first half. That's crazy. And I thought the Cowboys were, penalized too much. Hax, OSU bowl game prediction.
Oh, I would say A&M 35, Oklahoma State 28.
I think the Aggies will lose. I think at least the last few years, what we've seen out of the SEC, because if you go look at the bowl game records, SEC doesn't do that great in the bowl games. I think there is not a league out there that cares less if they're not in a big bowl game. You see it over and over. SEC teams can be favored. Last year's Texas Bowl is a prime example. Who's got the better roster? Probably Ole Miss over Texas Tech. But, Texas Tech boat raced them. We see that a lot. The motivation factor with SEC teams when they're not playing in a big-name bowl game seems to be pretty small. So I think the Aggies will be in that similar boat, especially with all the defections. And they've lost some big-time names. Really? Yeah, you look at the top names in the portal, I think 3 of the top 5 came from A&M. A 5-star receiver, best edge rusher, best interior defensive lineman. You're talking top-ranked guys in the portal out of A&M. Per their recruiting classes were great, and Jimbo Fisher was terrible at doing good things with those great recruiting classes. So, I don't know. I think that OSU is going to be probably victorious tonight. But bowl games, as we know, impossible to predict.
Again, what I've seen this year of this team is somehow magically they did what they did to get to 9 wins, including a Bedlam win. This team is not any good. They have Ollie Gordon. They're not. They're just.
You can't say a 9-win team.
They're not any good. They're not any good. I'm telling you. And then when they won their Super Bowl times 10 against OU, ever since then it's just been garbage.
It has been a regression for sure. So Texas Tech and OSU played on a neutral site right now. Who would you pick?
Boy, that's a great question, dude.
Because to your point, I think right now, this point, I would probably pick Tech.
I probably would too.
Earlier, I would have picked OSU, pre-OU.
Yeah, I don't know, again, it's a magic trick, dude. It was a magic show.
I will agree with you. It is a bit of a conundrum to see what that team was this year.
Oh, my gosh.
Not more than a bit.
South Alabama just dominated them.
All right, keep your thoughts and comments coming in on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. It's the end of the bench on 100.7 The Score.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
So it's time for a pop quiz.
I feel like you need one. It's been a while since we've done a show together.
Hot shot.
All right, Hax. I consider you a bowl game savant. Or you like college football. That's more so the accurate. You got to tell me the location of the bowl games. I got 10 of these. You got to tell me where these, just city that these games are played.
Okay.
I think you should do pretty well. So you get 7 out of 10 is a passing grade. You go 10 for 10. We'll call it lunch.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We're going to start with, I'll give you a fairly easy one here. This game will be played tomorrow. The Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl.
Bronx.
That is correct. That one's played at Yankee Stadium. The Quick Lane Bowl, which was played yesterday.
Memphis.
That one is in Detroit. They play that one at Ford Field.
Okay.
There were 2 Ford Stadium / fields played yesterday. The Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl. This is the one that Georgia Tech and Central Florida played in.
Florida.
That is correct, but more specific, please. Yeah, 1 for 2 so far.
Jacksonville.
Huh. Tampa.
Damn it.
Tampa, Florida. Okay. I can't give you any of these that have the actual name of the city in them. All right.
Yeah, I'd find a way to not get it right.
Wasabi Fenway Bowl. This one's tomorrow.
Wasabi Fenway Bowl.
The Fenway Bowl.
Boston.
All right. You got one. 2 for 4. 2 for 4. How about North Carolina State, Kansas State tomorrow in the Pop-Tarts Bowl? Where's that one played?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Really?
I have no idea.
You really didn't know this
No.
one? It replaced last year the Cheez-It Bowl. Does that help you at all?
Tucson.
No.
Phoenix.
You were closer on the
Ottawa.
first guess.
Winnipeg.
This would be Orlando.
I swear, I'm already out.
No, you still can. If you go perfect
out.
the rest of them, you're 2 for 5, so you can get 7 still.
No.
Valero Alamo Bowl.
San Antonio.
All right, so we're 3 for 6. The Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl.
El Paso.
All right, so 4 for 7 so far. The AutoZone Liberty Bowl.
Memphis.
5 for 8. He's on a roll, folks. The Tax Slayer Gator Bowl.
Sneed's texting me answers.
Is he really?
As fast. Like, not as fast as I'm getting them, but he's texting me every
answer.
Every answer. Okay, so we got the Gator Bowl.
Tax Slayer Gator Bowl. You can
It's
pass
in Florida.
on it when you come back.
Somebody's trying to call in the
Sneed's
answer.
trying to call in the answer. I guarantee you it's Sneed. Is it Sneed? Oh, okay.
Oh, gosh. Miami.
Ha! He's out of there, folks. You just said it. Jacksonville. It's the Gator Bowl. The other one I was going to give you, which would have been mean, was going to be the ReliaQuest Bowl, which is Wisconsin and LSU on. I think the ReliaQuest Bowl takes the place, if I'm correct on this, of the Outback Bowl. Right, that was a thing for a long time, the Outback Bowl, but I think it's now ReliaQuest Bowl, which is also Tampa, Florida.
Really?
Yeah. They play 2 bowl games, I think, in the same stadium. That the Buccaneers Stadium there. So there you go.
More failure for yours truly.
How do you think Boston College feels about playing in the Fenway Bowl?
I don't know. I've kind of wondered that sort of thing, because if you get a bowl game that is a home game, essentially, because there was another team I saw that got an actual home game. Oh, Memphis, duh.
Your cousin from Boston.
From Boston. Iowa State and Memphis play each other in Memphis's home stadium, Liberty Bowl. So that's even more of a home game than Boston College playing it. At least Boston College gets to go over to Fenway to play. Gosh dang it, Sneed. You're supposed to only cheat for me.
None of them helped. I turned it over.
Yeah, I saw.
Tampa, Boston, Orlando, San Antonio, El Paso, Memphis, Jacksonville, Tampa.
Good job, Sneed. But he failed my pop quiz the other day. I gave him a pop quiz from Shreveport, and it was bowl game related, whether this was a real sponsor or not for this year. I think he had to tell me the bowl game of the sponsor. So, Boston College, I don't know how they feel. How would you feel? I think I feel a little shortchanged as a college kid in a bowl game if you had to stay home.
Yeah, stay in your own bunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel a little shortchanged. But I don't know. Maybe you love it because of the fan base. If you got a good fan base.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Glad to be with you on a hump day. It's the End of the Bench on 100.7 The Score and 107thescore.com. Chois, Woodman, Geoff, Haxton here in the First United Bank studio. Got some headlines to fill you in on this Wednesday, December the 27th. Start the headlines with the bowl games, as we've got a lot of those for you over the next few days. But yesterday, Minnesota beat Bowling Green 30-24. Texas State beat Rice 45-21 in the First Responder Bowl in Dallas. Kansas over UNLV 49-36 there in the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. Kansas set a record for most penalty yardage in a bowl game at 216. I'm curious what the number is in like any game. Most penalty yardage in a game. Because 216 is a massive amount. So I'm going to effort to find that. Anyway, games today. We'll have the... What is today again? It's Wednesday. We will have the Military Bowl presented by GoBowling.com. Virginia Tech against Tulane in that one. That's coming up at 1 o'clock on 100.7 The Score. Duke's Mayo Bowl, North Carolina versus West Virginia. You know the location of that one? I quizzed you on that earlier. This one was not on there.
Nashville, Tennessee.
That's a good effort. But no, that's the Music City Bowl. This one is in North Carolina.
Charlotte?
Yep. Another name. Another place you said earlier. North Carolina versus West Virginia. We'll have that one for you at 4 on Double T 97.3. A&M against Oklahoma State in the TaxAct Texas Bowl. That's coming up at 8 o'clock on Double T 97.3. What else we got? NBA. If anybody's interested, the Pistons lost their 27th straight last night. That's an NBA record. They lost to the Nets 118-112. Spurs also lost, and they fell to 4-25, so they can't make fun of the Pistons. They lose to the Jazz 130-118. Rockets fall to the Pacers 123-117. Rockets will have the back-to-back playing the Suns at home tonight at 7. The Mavericks are against the Cavaliers tonight at home at 7:30. NHL fans, the Stars will be in St. Louis against the Blues at 7 o'clock. Wonder if Rob Verby's going to be at that game.
We talked a little Verb yesterday.
Did you?
Also got to see the Garrett Luff crash and burn video.
Oh, you saw it finally.
Yeah. Had you seen it?
I've seen it once. And
pain.
Now that he's okay, it's okay to laugh about, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Is he still sore?
He's got a dent in his cheek.
Yeah, he fell off the ladder. So
I was
watching that
shocked
video-
at how he had the ladder set up.
Yeah, that was
It's like he almost wanted to turn it into a daredevil thing.
exactly. Did
or-
you tell him this?
No, I didn't.
You need like Luft, if you're listening. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? That was the first
He
observation.
turned it into Fear Factor is what he did.
Yes. Second observation was how slow family response was,
and
like how unpanicked they were.
I mean,
Right?
no doubt.
He falls off a ladder onto concrete, and they're just like, it was almost like Dad fell off the ladder again type of response.
I mean, he's
He hit
seriously hurt.
He hit his head on the concrete.
Seriously hurt, and they had no pulse
Yeah, they're
raise.
just like sitting there like, you all right?
It reminded me of
It's almost like someone's fishing for a
one time
life insurance claim.
in Stillwater. I was trying to chase out our cat. I hated this cat, Samantha, and she wouldn't get outside.
Do you like any of your pets?
Huh?
Do you like any of your pets?
I like this pet that also involved in this story.
Okay.
But so I went chasing after it. You know those little runners for the sliding door.
Uh-huh.
I caught an edge there and went straight down, like dead sprint,
Yeah.
straight down hard. And I was like, Droopy will come check on me because he loves me, and he never
checked on you.
He never even checked on me. I'm there, could be dead.
Yeah.
I was like, Droop, he'll come check on me, but he didn't.
Yeah. Oh, the third observation did you watch with or without sound?
Sound, yeah.
Okay. Third one was the sounds he's making. It loved us.
Ladder.
I actually want to get that video so we can use some of those sounds on the radio that Luft is used. Love you, Garrett. Glad you're okay. But that was
That
quite
reminded
the
me of
video.
my wife when we had some black ice there on the front porch, and she was carrying in some groceries.
I've seen that
and,
video.
and made the turn and didn't make the turn.
No.
Went straight down, and she made some of those similar.
Yep. I remember that video. That was
And then Mickey, of course, came right after her and fell down too.
it was quite an interesting one. Oh, that was fun. Okay, so
I have this college basketball report gives the top 20 college basketball teams in the month of December. So I'm going to look, and it's going to be next year's Big 12.
Okay.
Like everybody involved.
You're saying nobody on no Longhorns or Sooners,
Sure.
and add in the
Add in the other ones.
Pac-4.
1 Houston, 4 Colorado, 5 Arizona, 6 Iowa State, 8 BYU. That doesn't even list the likes of Kansas State, and teams that are going to be in this league that are going to be really good. But Houston 1, Colorado 4, Arizona 5, Iowa State 6, BYU 8.
There you go. It's going to be a good league this year and next year. Speaking of basketball, Red Raiders back in action tomorrow night against Sam Houston. That will be at 7 o'clock. Someone asked earlier about Hax, what was up with Kerwin Walton last game?
Who's sick?
Is that all it is? Is that what we're chalking it up to or hoping?
I think that's the way you need to look at it for now.
Okay. Because he had 3 straight games of really good.
All-league player.
Yeah, and then basically nothing the last game on, what was that, Thursday of last week? Just didn't shoot the ball well, really wasn't a factor in the game. Is that going to still be the MO on Kerwin? If he's not shooting, he's not going to be on the floor?
No, because he does play good enough defense to have a role out there, especially with his size and the subtraction of Devin Cambridge from your roster. So I think he'll not just be a one-trick monkey. It's a choiceism.
Whatever, you just made that up right now.
One-trick pony.
It was all hacks.
In other words, he's not just going to be the sniper guy. He'll find his way into games, and it's because he can play good defense. And I hope it's not one of these deals, Choice, because it does run through your mind that, okay, we saw Kerwin one way, for so long. And then we saw, like you said, the all-league guy that saves you and wins you some games. And then we saw old Kerwin last time out.
Right.
But in the post, Grant McCaslin specifically mentioned that Kerwin was ill.
Sure. So I think you're right. That's how you should approach it right now. Now, if you string 3 or 4 games together where he's back to old Kerwin, then you may have just seen a flash in the pan. But I think as of right now, the recency tells you that there's a different Kerwin, and he was just sick. Hopefully that's the case. This question or this comment that I read right before the break, biggest worry with Washington is putting the ball on the floor inside, dribbles really high. What's your take on Warren Washington up to this point?
Good.
Yeah, I think the contributions have been good. Is he going to be able to be enough of a contributor offensively in Big 12 play?
Well, he's going to have to be if you're going to be.
You don't have another option.
If you're going to be the team that goes to the NCAA tournament, and Luft set the over/under yesterday at 20, which I said I would jump all over.
20 wins?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about Big 12 wins? So assuming, well, that means you're 9-9.
Mm-hmm.
Because you would be 11 after 2 more wins in non-con, which you should be able to
with
get.
that sandwich, and he takes a bite and says, "Sign me up." That's what I would say to that.
Yeah,
Sign
if you
me
get
up.
20, I'm feeling good. What's the over/under for Tech to make the tournament? 19? That's your minimum?
I tell you,
8 and 10?
I don't think that gets you there.
You got to get to 500.
Also, how you do in the tournament, too. The Big 12 tournament.
Sometimes that matters, sometimes it doesn't. We've seen that.
Well, Tech
Plenty
is
of times
stunk
both
in it.
ways.
I know that.
Yeah,
Except
don't want to count on that.
Except for the year he went to the championship.
Playing time is not required. This is the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Bring those questions in. It is time for Ask The Benchwarmers. Yates Flooring Center chat line, the easiest route to get to us. You can tweet us, though, at 107 The Score. Go give us a follow if you haven't. You can dial us up also. Want your voice to be heard. Visual Edge IT hotline, 806-771-0973. He's Hax. I'm Chois. Lucas across the way. Questions for any and all of us are welcome. A few questions in so far. A couple of interesting ones there. We'll start with this one that I have held on to for way too long. Are the Cowboys still worth a crap after the Eagles had a hard time with the Giants and Lamar played easy level against the 49ers?
That Dak Prescott MVP conversation went away pretty fast.
That one
that was before
was a vapor.
Before things got crazy with our schedules, and we were on a regular basis. You and I were talking about. Well, he was the number one candidate in Vegas.
He was.
Is
and
it
then
McCaffrey
it was Purdy.
now?
Then it was Purdy. Now it's Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. Okay,
and McCaffrey's too.
Okay. I don't.
Which someone got their ticket bought out. By the way, they had a major ticket that would have paid $200,000 for Purdy winning MVP. A company bought their ticket out before they lost, and he threw four interceptions.
Picks. Can you imagine having that ticket down there?
He got $100,000 out of that ticket, and now
Smart
Purdy's
man.
no longer the favorite.
The biggest deal with the Dallas Cowboys is their inability to rush the football, and that is going to be something that will really crush them on road playoff games.
Yep.
When they can go race car on the plush home surface at AT&T Stadium, they can kind of do anything, and then the defense plays fast with them, and they score a lot of points, and they've been terrific at home. You get them outdoors, you get them up against teams that have equal speed like Miami, and all of a sudden they're pretty average. Now, Tony Pollard has one 100-yard rushing game this year.
Yeah.
And I don't want to crush him for it because I don't think he's an A running back.
No, he's a 2.
Yeah.
And they've got him as a 1. And it's not fair to him because it's bad roster management by them. At the same time, I still wouldn't want them have offered Zeke a big contract, or to continue with that big contract. Sorry, I don't know. My view on the Cowboys is that they've diminished a little bit, but so have the Eagles and the 49ers in recent weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So
they've proven they're human too.
yeah, so I'm not counting the Cowboys out, but I still have them behind those two teams. I don't have them behind Detroit. I don't have them behind. Those are the two teams that I'm nervous about in the playoffs. Cowboys should go.
I think
win
the
this
Ravens
week.
are the best team. I mean, as of now.
As of now,
Things
yeah.
can change.
This does feel like it's the most unknown going into a postseason we've had in a while. There's been a lot of movement, a lot of spinning of the wheel when it comes to figuring out who the best team in the league is, and it seems to change every week. This one, Benchwarmers. Where'd you go? Benchwarmers, will we see any coaching staff changes for Tech football, or are we in the clear? Well, you made it pretty far into this without any coaching staff changes. You have 10 coaches on your staff that are, actual paid assistants, whatever. I don't know who it would be that would leave at this point, but I don't count you in the clear until all the coaching carousel is done, and that's not until really after the new year, after the college football playoffs over, all of that. So until the full season is over, I don't think you're in the clear. I can't remember when Emmett Jones left last year, but it was pretty late in the process. So he was your only movement last year. I think on average, coaching staff see like 2 to 3 guys leave every offseason for good or bad reasons, because they get poached or because they get elevated at a different spot or whatever.
I'm going to guess we don't see any turnover.
At this point, I don't know who it would be, but I wouldn't just say blanket. You're good. No one's going to get you guys.
Just guessing.
So, but I'm with you. If I was betting one way or the other, I'd say you're probably fairly safe. This one, conspiracy theory. The selection committee somehow knew Florida State would start their third string quarterback against Georgia. I'm sure there was some knowledge there, yeah. Had to have been part of the decision making. Patrick asks, is Eskimo Joe's the most overrated restaurant in the world?
Whoa.
Taking shots right now.
Whoa.
You never really bump that up when you're talking Stillwater. You're always about Hideaway and...
Hideaway's the real joint. Stillwater is not a great eating town, all right? I mean, there's chains, a few locals.
Yeah.
Eskimo Joe's is like a fancier Chili's.
I've never been, so I can't even.
Now, let me tell you, the cheese fries are out of this world.
As advertised?
Worth the trip.
Okay.
Especially if you get the bacon on them.
Of course.
Bacon cheese fries.
Are you even doing cheese fries right if you don't have bacon on them?
And then the ranch, and they bring you some pickles. And
yeah.
The burgers are good. The chicken sandwiches are good. It's just a hole-in-the-wall beer joint that serves some decent food. But I would say it is overrated.
It's overrated.
Yeah, it is.
Most overrated in the world?
No.
Not there? Okay. What is the most overrated restaurant in the world? I gotta be careful. I don't want to step on anybody's toes in town. Y'all can chime in on that on the chat line. I can't really think of anything. Benchwarmers, if you were giving out yearbook-style awards to the Raymar staff, who would get what award? Best dressed, most likely to succeed, etc.
Ooh. Best smile. There's best smile in there.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of those yearbook awards. There were some.
Class clown.
In our high school, it was Mr. Demon, of course.
Ooh,
Miss Demons. You wouldn't want that one?
Remember when so-and-so was Mr. Demon?
Clint is for sure the class clown.
He's class clown.
Zero question there.
Cut up.
Sneed's probably best dressed.
I just watched him walk by. Yeah, he's best dressed.
He would be best dressed. Most brand loyal is Jamie. Most brand loyal. Because you won't see him rocking anything but Under Armour, North Face, or...
Most likely to break ribs, Chois Woodman.
No. I haven't broken ribs in a while. It's been a while.
Most likely to have the meats, Lucas.
Lucas has the meats. Most likely to succeed. I think that one's meant for high school.
Most likely to have a dragging charger, me.
Oh, loudest voice.
Oh, it's McGuire.
Is it over Chuck? Because both are very loud.
McGuire dunks all over.
You know what?
Chuck.
Snead is freaking loud too.
Snead is he's at least got a bass. Okay, so he can be going along, and then it turns up like
That's true.
Okay,
That's true. McGuire has one volume.
McGuire's just up. He's just constantly.
He goes from loud to extra loud.
Yeah, there's no down.
That is true. Very true. Yeah, like peek behind the curtain. If you're ever having to produce on the board back there when McGuire's in, his slider is way lower than everybody else.
Yep.
Just to try to even them out.
That's why I like Level. Level and I are just
about the same.
He's a little bit hotter than I am.
He's louder than you?
Well, I have to turn him up. I have to turn him up a little hot.
Okay, so he's a little quieter than you.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Mine's always 3 o'clock. He's about 3:30.
Okay. So that's a good question. I'd have to think more on some of those to, like, what some of the others would be. Formerly the encyclopedia would have been Sparkman. Now I think it's Gus. He's got the
Dr. Gus.
Yeah, Dr. Gus is the encyclopedia, walking around with all the knowledge. Someone says the Applebee's is overrated. Don't care if the old dude made a song about it or not. Another one towards the Cheesecake Factory. Ooh.
Overrated.
Okay. But it's not most overrated to me.
Overrated, but I would go eat there right now because I'm starving.
I am pretty hungry, too. It's a good thing because we're done. We'll give you over to the bottom line for an hour, followed up by the Military Bowl after that. Appreciate you joining us on this Wednesday. We'll be back at it tomorrow morning for a short show at 9 o'clock, so join us then. For Geoff Haxton, Lucas White, I'm Chois Woodman. It's been the End of the Bench.
This has been the End of the Bench podcast from 100.7 The Score. Go to 107thescore.com for more from the Double T Sports Network.